Yo, what's up YouTube? Beer Pressure episode number 50. We coming at you guys today with Sapporo, or Sapporo, however you want to pronounce it, whatever. Now, there's something I would like to say about this one. This one is stands out a little more than other beers, and that is because for a really long time on this channel,
if you've noticed or not,
maybe you've noticed it, maybe you haven't. I usually drink out of this. You can see it. I usually drink out of this, but I turn the logo facing towards me. That way I'm not really...
sponsoring.
This isn't a we're not sponsored by Sapporo to drink beers and whatever, so I'm not doing any of that. But because we've been looking at this every review we've been doing, we figured, why haven't we done it yet? So that's what we're doing today.
Now, just keep this in mind. This isn't a favorite beer of ours. We just picked up the cup randomly, and we kept on seeing this at grocery stores, and for some reason we just kept on skipping over it. But anyways, this is a special episode because this is our first episode of 2016.
Sapporo, if you're watching us, sponsor us. We've been supporting your product for a long time. Just playing. Alright, so let's get into it. Now, one thing I really like the container, one thing I like about the container I want to say is it's got the metal feel to it. It's almost like a miniature keg, kind of. Feels good. I like that. Solid. There's a very brief description here that I would read to you guys in case you were curious. It says, discover the perfectly balanced taste that's irresistible to all as you share rich moments with this masterpiece of the brewer's art. Okay. This can feels like aluminum. Like I'm trying to bend it with my hand and it's not. So build quality on the container is really good. If that matters to you guys. It probably doesn't.
It looks really good though.
Also, on a side note,
Comes out really nice.
Also, on a small side note, I would like to mention this. I've seen people make beer batter from this particular brand of beer. So that would be something worth thinking about if that's something you wanted to do. So
It smells like Heineken.
smells typical. Nothing out of the ordinary. Alright, cheers.
Cheers. That's a really good flavor, in my opinion. The aftertaste is kind of like Heineken, though.
Kind of, I guess. Not as strong. Just a tad bit weaker on the aftertaste.
But the initial taste, it's there. It's pretty strong.
This is a very bubbly type beer. That's the first thing I got from drinking this. As far as the flavor is concerned, it doesn't really taste unique in its own kind of way. It just tastes like an average beer. It's hard to really put my finger on that one. I'm trying not to turn this into a comparison video, so I'm not going to do that, but this is hard to explain. I'm having a hard time right now.
In my opinion, it's a really good flavor. I really can't compare it to anything, but except for what I just previously said, Heineken with the aftertaste, but That's about it. The initial taste is really good. It's pretty strong. It's got a... it's not full body, really. It's kind of light or medium.
It's kind of crisp.
It's really crisp.
It's more on the lighter side, that's for sure. I want to say it tastes like an average beer, but then again, that's subjective.
I don't think it's average at all.
Well, I mean, it really depends on what your definition of average is.
Yeah.
Some might say, well, this ale tastes like an average or something like that. It's too vague. Can't really describe it. But I do want to say my initial reactions of this is pretty good. I like it.
It's got kind of a spice to it, or a kick. I can't really explain it. I like it though.
Okay, so let's talk more about the level, and I think for this particular one, it's definitely a beginner. Definitely can't go wrong for a first timer giving this one a try. It doesn't really stand out that much, which is good. It works in its own way, so to me, it tastes like an average beer. That's how it tastes to me. So, and because of that, because of my opinion on it, I'm gonna give it a beginner level. It's nothing too crazy, nothing too unique, no weird flavors. It's just, just average.
So, I really don't think it's... I think, in my opinion, I think it's good. Some people may think it's average, but I don't really think so, because it's got a certain kick to it that makes me think that the brewer put a lot of effort into the taste, and it's getting to me. So, I can respect what they did with that. Well,
speaking of attention to detail, I know I said this once in the video already, but I really have to give them props for this container that they use. This is I know it makes probably no difference to you guys, but the feel of it and how sturdy it feels and how I try to crush it with my hand and it maintains its shape. That's crazy. That's pretty cool. I like that. There's just something about how it looks. I can't get over that. Anyways, let's cut that off.
This particular can was about $3.99 to $4.
Wow, that's kind of more on the expensive side.
Yeah.
The finer things in life.
Got it out while I was on my way home, so.
Alright. So, now, it's time for the final verdict.
Before that, we forgot to say which situation you might see this in.
Oh yeah, pardon us. Situation.
I see this. Actually, I said this with the last one, but I can see this eating a steak dinner, eating anything for dinner with this.
Now, here's what I gotta say about this one. It's a little different, but this is for cooking.
We'll probably have to use it next time we barbecue, so.
Yeah.
Anyways, I recommend this. You go out and try it if you haven't already. Yeah, like I said, this is just an all-around dinner thing, or if you want to take it to your friend's house, maybe to the Super Bowl, or to a soccer or football match. That'd be acceptable too, in my opinion.
Alright, so with all that being said, let's go on to the final verdict. I'm gonna give it above average. Let's give it an 8. I think it deserves an 8. And a big part of that probably has a lot to do with the container. Sorry, I can't get over that. This is probably the best looking one that we've done on this channel. Maybe, I don't know. At least in my opinion. So yeah, I'm gonna give it an A. It's actually a pretty good beer too.
Oh, the beer's good too.
The container is great and the beer is good. Alright? So it deserves an A. It's pretty good. Will I drink it all the time? No, probably not. Is it something that I would recommend? Yeah, I would, just to try it, but it's not a daily drinker in my opinion. So.
To me it could be. But that's just my opinion. My score would be 8.5 to higher 8. Pick it up if you've ever come across it.
Okay guys, once again, as a usual disclaimer, as something I usually like to say, thank you very much for for watching our channel. We really appreciate that. It makes us feel that we're reaching out to the community every time somebody makes a request or something like that. It just makes what we do a lot more enjoyable.
Thank you for enjoying this with us. The first beer of 2016 for Blue House Videos, Beer Pressure.
Many more to come, of course.
Pick this up. And we'll see you next time.
Yep, peace.
Peace. Cheers.